how to turn AI prompts into 3D printable parts. 3 easy steps. First, we've got this prompt, and let me break it down. Create an image of a tree and its root system, but you have to be clear about how many colors it uses. So I'm only using 4 colors max because I've got 4 color options for my Bambu Lab AMS system. I'm saying green for the leaves, brown for the branches, dark brown to add detail for the branches and roots, and dark green to add detail for the leaves. I'm being very specific about where I want each of these colors and what kind of detail I want from it. The style should be simplistic and look really cool. I'm actually asking it to be really simple because I don't want like too many small kind of bits. That's the key here for 3D printing at least. And I'm saying really cool because I still want it to have detail, but I just don't want it to have really fine, small details for 3D printing. So once I got that, I can save that image. So just hit download. I've already got it downloaded, and then jump over to Recraft AI, which is here. So you can drag your file in, download, and I'm going to jump back into Recraft AI and put my drawing from ChatGPT into there. And I got to, Recraft's really good. It has a lot of different features. It's not specifically for 3D printing, but is good at creating SVG files, so contours. And what we have to do first is take our image and then convert it into an SVG file. And what we first do is remove the background. I only want to print this tree like as it is with no background, and it's done a really good job there. So that's perfect. Click on that and I hit vectorize. And now what it'll do is it'll look at each of the, because this is still an image, it's not useful for 3D printing. We can't like extrude an image, but we can extrude contours, which is a SVG file. So if we vectorize it, it automatically detects all these different colors, and I can tell it, yeah, this is how many colors we've got. So if I'm not getting the colors exactly right here, you can see that it says that we've got 6 colors, but I only really see 4: light green, light brown, and dark brown. So I've put back the slider to here, and now I'm happy with that. And I can click on it, go export, and we're going to export a SVG, and just make sure that compress SVG is selected. I'm going to hit export, and bang, it's downloaded it. So now what I can do is I can open it up in Inkscape and make any changes. This is a free SVG editing software. So I've downloaded it here as an SVG. I'm going to drag it into there, click OK. You can see that my trees come in. It's really big. So I'm going to make sure that this lock symbol's on. I've selected the whole thing, and I'm going to scale it down to, I don't know, maybe 15 centimeters wide, or maybe even a little smaller, and then save that. Now I can make changes if I want. I can add text. So I could go and add my name here. And because this is a text field, to actually make it a contour, I would have to go path, object to path. And now it makes it a contour like everything else. You can see here, I can even drag these bits and edit them. Now, what you'll notice is when I drag these light leaves away, you can see that I've got a nice base, which is the dark green leaves. And if I click on that, you can see I can take that whole base away. Now, I don't know if that was on purpose for Recraft AI to do it, but that is perfect for 3D printing because we actually want to create those kind of layered features. So now I actually don't want my name. I just want this to be a really clean wall decal. So I'm going to keep it like that and hit save and jump over to Blender. So I've opened Blender. I'm going to import file, import SVG, and I'm going to import the drawing. That was what I just saved because I resized it into here. And you can see that it's kept the colors, which is good. And what I can do now is I really like having a solid base. What we're going to do basically with this is extrude all of these contours because right now they're 2D. And this green section that I've just highlighted is like the biggest section. And I'm happy to have that at the back. So I'm going to make that 2 millimeters thick, and I put 1 millimeter into here because it's extruding in both directions, which you can see here, fill mode, both. So I've got it on both. I don't know why I just learned it that way when I learned Blender. And you can see now it's got a thickness. And if I click on it, and I can see in this menu here, and if you don't see it, you just got to click N on the keyboard, the letter N, and it'll come up. You can see the dimensions. It says 2 millimeters here. And it's got the other dimensions, but it's 2 millimeters thick. And you can visually see that it's thick as well. So I'm going to hide that. And now you can see I've got all these other little details. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select everything. I'm going to make it 1 millimeter thick. And you got to hold Alt Enter when you do that because you're changing more than one feature. So let me just go back actually. So now everything is flat again. It's 2D. I'm going to highlight everything and I'm going to put 0.5 millimeters in here. And I'm going to hold Alt and then click Enter. And that makes everything that I selected change. If I don't hold Alt, it'll only change one thing. And then I'm going to put that on top of my base. If you do the math, it ends up being 1.5 millimeters high. Again, you got to hold Alt and Enter to move everything. So now that I've done that, I can unhide my base and you can see that I've got like this kind of based with these, like all these other raised kind of detail, but then I've got these like overlapping features. And that's actually fine. I'm going to take advantage of the fact that we can 3D print and we can have overlapping features. We'll just have basically embedded colors in there. This will make a bit more sense when we jump into Bambu Studio. So now that's done, I can save that, highlight everything, file, export, and then STL. And if I got selection only selected, but I can export this as a tree STL. That's what I've got. And then I can jump into Bambu Studio. Now I was playing around with this before, but just for argument's sake, let me just delete what I had and we'll jump. And basically we're going to import this into there, the STL, and bang, here's my tree. I've preset some of these colors, but how do I color it? Now there's a few different options. You could manually color it like this and use this fill tool with edge detection. So you could go in and go, okay, I'm going to paint all of these bits in, and you can do that, but it doesn't necessarily get the sides. So it's up to you. Now it really comes down to how you want to style this. So I could erase all paintings there. What I like to do with this is split the object into parts. So I clicked it and I click this P button. And then from there, I can just scroll through and change things. So number 4, that's the base that it looked like it was getting. That's my dark outline. And I can like look at my drawing to like compare. So I got my dark outline there. So I'll leave that. And then I just keep going through and changing things. So this looks like a light feature. We've got some little tiny points. This looks like the light part, and you can keep going through and just paint it from there. And so what you'll notice is that there was actually like some really tiny points that, say for example, like this bit here, it's like a really tiny point like on the end that probably doesn't affect like what I'm doing. I'm just going to leave them in the dark material and hope that they go away. But you only have to do this once, remember. So I'm going to save this and hit slice. Because once we do this once, then we can just reprint the parts. So this is like the longest bit that you'll actually see like in this whole workflow. And if you are confident with Blender, you can actually export the file with the material properties and the colors. And then Bambu Studio does have features for, you would export it as an OBJ file and then automatically like link parts up. I just wanted to show you guys the kind of easiest way to do this. And like, here's our tree. How cool is that? This costs $1 to make and it is completely unique. No one else would have this and it can be styled exactly your way. So yeah, go and give this a go, this workflow. Basically, to sum everything up, we're creating an image, removing its background, and making sure the image is only made of discrete colors. And we used Recraft AI to create the SVG from that image, and then Blender to extrude it. And once we've extruded it, we can export as an STL, color it in Bambu Studio, and then we're good to go. And you can see this didn't take me that long. I could go through this workflow 20 times in a day and create 20 new, completely unique products, maybe even do it even more. I mean, once you do it a few times, you can really smash these out and create whole ranges. And with the AI stuff, like you can create really specific images, especially once you have a few that you really like, you can tell it to make it exactly like those ones. So yeah, use this workflow and yeah, you'll be able to make some really cool designs. Obviously these are 2.5D, where it's like an image that's made into 3 dimensions, but you could even use like AI features to make 3D parts or amend 3D parts with these vector graphics. Like I could have just used the SVG file to say emboss a 3D object. So there's a lot of potential here, but this is a really nice workflow that I wanted to package up for you guys. Yeah, enjoy that. And if you do make anything, like please feel free to share, obviously in the community section, in our school community. It's awesome to like share knowledge and learn off other people and inspire others. Yeah, I really appreciate that. And yeah, as always, if you have any issues, just let us know. Again, in that school community, you can just like post what you're doing or what issues you're having, and we're always happy to help. Thanks guys, and we'll catch you in the next one.